Hello, Stormies, and welcome back to the top 300 games of all time countdown. Hopefully this video is not late. It'll just depend on how long it takes me to edit it. Again, I'm sorry for the very lateness of the last two videos. Today, we're at numbers 20 to 11. There's only one more after this. And then, I'll be doing some Dungeons and Dragons. As usual, I'm not affiliated with Game Informer. Also, as usual, if there are any games on this list you would like to see me play, let me know in the comments. Any games on the list that I have already played, I will post links to in the description. Let's get started. Number 20, Super Metroid. Released in 1994 for the Super Nintendo. We had no idea what was in store for us when Samus first set foot on the planet Zebes. Nintendo took the freeform exploration elements from the original Metroid and refined them until it created a pitch-perfect experience that other developers have been chasing for almost a quarter century. After space pirates stole the last remaining Metroid and began creating a deadly biologic weapon, Samus traveled to their remote base on the planet Zebes to save the deadly parasitic jellyfish. Unlike most games of the era, Super Metroid excelled at non-verbal environmental storytelling. As Samus explored the hostile alien planet, she encountered acid rain, drenched cliffs, caverns teeming with carnivorous foliage, and crashed ships that belonged to mysterious ancient civilizations. Attentive players could even pick up new moves by watching the local wildlife interact with the environment. Super Metroid's constant drip feed of new weapons and power-ups drew players deeper into Zebes' serpentine caverns like a siren's call. The speed booster let Samus reach flash-like speeds and smash through otherwise impenetrable barriers, and the grappling beam allowed Samus to swing over vast chasms like a sci-fi Indiana Jones. By the end of the game, Samus became a one-woman army who could tackle any obstacle or foe put in front of her. A new auto-map feature even tracked your progress, making it easier to backtrack through the world to hunt down every last secret. Several games have tried to emulate Super Metroid's design, but few remain as fun as this 24-year-old classic. Number 19, Mass Effect 2, released for the 360 and PC in 2010. While the original Mass Effect set the stage for an engrossing trilogy, the second entry was where BioWare brilliantly found its stride. With massive improvements to gameplay, a beloved cast, and an interplanetary travel with diverse alien species, Mass Effect 2 became one of the defining games of its generation. Mass Effect 2 put you on a suicide mission, which added a tremendous amount of tension to the narrative as you built your crew and became invested in Commander Shepard's legend. The fate of the galaxy was placed in your hands, and how you decided to save it, by making allies or with a more ruthless approach, was entirely up to you. Building diverse and beloved characters has become part of BioWare's DNA. Mass Effect 2 introduced some of the best personalities in video games to date. The Normandy was home to your crewmates, and returning to the space vessel in between missions brought a welcome respite, allowing you to chat and even develop romances with members of your team. Mass Effect 2 also introduced one of gaming's most complex villains, the Elusive Man, whose destructive intentions strictly put humanity first. Although his actions were questionable, his calculated reasoning gave him a certain sophistication that's rare for video game antagonists. Mass Effect 2's focus on modern shooter gameplay amps up the action and offers a bigger breadth of enemy types than the original. The combat was fluid, and with gameplay deeply rooted in choice and consequence, Mass Effect 2 became one of gaming's best offerings. Number 18, Counter-Strike. Released for PC in 1999. Mods had been around for several years by 1999, but it was a Half-Life mod called Counter-Strike that popularized them. Combining a weapon purchasing system with a frantic objective-based mode, each player only has one life, made the mod immensely popular, prompting Valve to acquire the IP. Nearly 2 decades of revisions later, Counter-Strike remains a fantastic game that captivates a massive audience thanks to its position as an esports powerhouse. Number 17, Diablo II. Released for PC in 2000. Blizzard's sequel to Diablo was a hack-and-slash phenomenon like few others thanks to its emphasis on online player, distinct character classes, and all the randomized dungeon delving, boss farming, and loot you could shake a stone Jordan at. The deep talent tree system, hardcore mode, and ladder play kept dungeon dwellers coming back for more after release, with Blizzard still providing limited support to keep the game alive. Number 16, Chrono Trigger. Released for the Super Nintendo in 1995. Developed by a dream team at Square, Chrono Trigger was destined for success from the onset. This beloved RPG defined many gamers' childhoods with its alluring visuals, charismatic characters, and breathtaking musical scores that amped up the tension during battles and accentuated the quieter moments. The time-bending story was full of twists and turns, with players journeying across the far-flung future to prehistoric times. It had a gripping narrative that included many different endings, encouraging players to revisit this gem to experience different outcomes. Its clever battle system was also noteworthy, where victory was rooted in cooperation between characters to pull off powerful combos. Between satisfying exploration and a beautiful world, Chrono Trigger ranks among the classics. Number 15. Bioshock. Released for 360 and PC in 2007. Without Bioshock, we wouldn't have one of the most compelling and unique settings in the history of gaming, Rapture. Players explored this ruined underwater utopia and pieced together its history, using an assortment of guns and genetic modifications to keep an army of mutated residents at bay. Not to mention bigwigs like Andrew Ryan and Sander Cohen. Bioshock was a blast to play, letting you equip various augmentations to match your preferred approach to combat. Though plenty of fights were tough, nothing tested your resolve like run-ins with Big Daddies, hulking behemoths set on protecting Rapture's most valuable resources. Bioshock's rich world, twisting tale, and complex subject matter, including fate, obsession, and objectivism, made your journey into its depths unlike any other shooter. Number 14, Super Street Fighter II Turbo. Released in 1994 in arcades. Building on the rocky fundamentals of its predecessors, special moves, outsized characters, and flashy graphics, Street Fighter II added a multiplayer mode, unlocking the series' true potential as a communal experience. Would-be contenders flocked to arcades, spending millions of quarters to beat each other up, building long-lasting communities committed to determining who was the best fighter. Subsequent updates added characters and moves, and Turbo's new super attacks made fights more tense as a reversal of fortune was always around the corner. For all its medals as a pioneer, it's still a blast today. Anyone can pick up a controller or arcade stick, throw a few punches or fireballs, and tap into the magic that makes fighting games special. You can't ask for much more than that. Number 13, Doom. Released for PC in 1993. Other first-person shooters existed before Doom, but id Software created a BFG-sized crater in the game landscape when it launched this seminal title in 1993. Doom made our jaws drop when we first saw its groundbreaking 3D graphics. Moments like ripping through a zombie man with a chainsaw or eviscerating a cacodemon with a well-placed shotgun blast made it the de facto topic of conversation amongst gamers. And many of us even snuck Doom onto our school's computers just to get our competitive multiplayer fix when the lab teacher wasn't looking. The list of ways Doom changed the game industry forever is impressive. It created a new 3D future for game development, set the standard for developers embracing modding communities, and introduced the term deathmatch into the gaming lexicon thanks to its network play. Number 12, Minecraft. The gameplay you are seeing here is modded Minecraft from my friend Logan. Go check out his channel, Omega Gaming, link in the description and also probably up in the corner somewhere. Minecraft was released for PC in 2009. In 2014, Microsoft purchased Minecraft and Mojang, the studio that developed it, for $2.5 billion. Considering its cultural impact alone, it was money well spent. The game has become a global phenomenon, fueling a cottage industry of books, toys, clothing, and more. Not bad for a little indie from Sweden. For a generation of younger players, the question isn't whether you play Minecraft, but how you play it. Thanks to a dizzying array of options, the act of playing Minecraft means a variety of fundamentally different things, depending on the player. Some players stuck with the vanilla adventure experience, searching its blocky, procedurally generated world for resources to build houses and mines, while battling zombies, spiders, and the now ubiquitous creeper. Others made the most of creative mode, tossing scarcity aside and constructing whatever struck their fancy. For years, massive creations were shared online, with escalating size and complexity, such as ambitious recreations of Game of Thrones locations and complete versions of Pokemon that were actually playable thanks to methodical use of logical gates and virtual circuits. Modern used the game in unexpected ways, whether through servers that replicated Hunger Games-style combat, or others that offered Pictionary-inspired competitions and 3D sculpting. In its brief but bountiful life, Minecraft has become its own platform. Regardless of how you choose to spend your time with the game, you are in for a wondrous and delightful experience. Last but not least for today, number 11, Ms. Pac-Man, released in arcades in 1981. In the late 70s, a group of MIT students had a brilliant idea. They would make a series of arcade mod chips and sell them for money. Their Pac-Man chip featured a little creature with legs called Crazy Otto, which proved to be incredibly popular with everyone except Midway, who held the distribution rights to Pac-Man. Fortunately, Midway decided not to sue. Instead, it officially released the mod as Ms. Pac-Man. The original Pac-Man created a frenzy. Ms. Pac-Man's new maze layouts and more complex ghost behavior made the sequel infinitely more replayable. Ms. Pac-Man even included a series of story animations that told the story of the Pac family, which was incredibly charming for the era. To this day, we can't walk past a Ms. Pac-Man cabinet without dropping in a quarter. That's all for today. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, and you like this kind of content, go ahead and subscribe. Leave me a comment with your prediction of what the last games on the top 300 are going to be. What is going to be numbers 10 through 1? I want to know your predictions. I upload every day. I live stream every week. I hope I will see you next time. Bye.